Hi, Magical Ones. It's Jamie here from Magical Me with your, on the 1st of September, by the way, with your Oracle guidance message for the month of September. So, that said, it is the first day of a new month, new cycle, new energy. With that comes new possibilities. Um, it's a perfect time to start new things, but we always know that before we can start new things, we actually have to close out some old ones. And while we're on that subject, I want to mention that today is the first time and the first day that Magical Me's newsletter and every month started to go out. So it did go out today. For those of you that are already signed up, thank you. Appreciate all of the love that you send. Um, and for anybody who has not yet, you can go over to facebook.com/magical me, magic with a CK, not just the C, and you can sign up at any time. And I did include all of my new events that are going to be coming up, events that I will be at, as well as the ones that I'll be hosting. Um, and I also included a little snippet of the monthly oracle card. Okay. Um, I'll always continue to still do my videos, which will be the big Shazam and the full guidance to give you a little bit more insight. But this snippet was just a little something to show you what is in store, okay? And that card that I used actually is the card that I actually pulled for the guidance for the month. Pulled it a little ahead of a time so that I could have it on the newsletters. And it was the Virgin of Earth. But before I talk about this, I want to first talk about the deck itself. It is very beautiful. Another deck that Jasmine Beckett Griffith, I'm always drawn into the artwork that she has. It's the Beautiful Creatures Tarot deck. And it's got that tarot essence. However, it's a little bit more free spirited. It works a little bit more like Oracle. And anybody who follows my Facebook page knows that the last two readings that I did, I had used these cards because I just absolutely love the energy and the freeness that they have. They incorporate the zodiacs, all the suits, and they change things up a little bit. So it's not your average tarot deck, okay? But setting that aside, we will jump into the card. And it's funny because it is September, and this card is supposed to represent the Knight of Pentacles in an ordinary tarot deck. But here we have it called the Virgin of Earth, and that represents the zodiac sign Virgo. And everybody knows that moving into September, we actually just moved into the sign of Virgo, and will continue to be in Virgo all the way until the end of the month when Libra takes over. So that said, the Virgin of Earth is letting us know that in regards to relationships and careers or finances, we've got Virgo energy coming in, which is the mover and the shaker. Virgo is the very dedicated, work-oriented, analytical mind. Always has that new innovative idea that they want to put out there. Okay, so this energy is coming in to assist us. All right. At the same time, the girl in the card, I'll show you again. She seems to be holding her hands a little bit, and I'm feeling like she's a little apprehensive. Okay, she's got all these great ideas. She has all these ambitions, these goals, these passions deep down inside, but she's a little fearful of going forward with them. And what I'm getting from that is that we as a collective are holding ourselves back a little bit. And I'm sure fear is a huge part in that. But in our relationships and in our, our work ethic or our career, whatever it is that we've got these feelings towards, we desperately want to move forward with it. However, we kind of are blocking ourselves from being able to do that. There's a lot of loose ends and things that have yet to be wrapped up. So coincidentally, Virgo, the planet that rules Virgo, is Mercury. So I know when Mercury gets mentioned, everybody's like, oh, geez, Mercury retrograde, it kind of creates chaos and shakes things up. It does. And a lot of things could be starting to fall apart, explode. Things, or you yourself may just be feeling like, I can't do this anymore. There's things, people, situations that you just want to walk away from. But when Mercury retrograde, which is going to be coming September 17th, I do believe it starts, um, it is, these things come up and these energies come in to assist us whether we think so or not. So it's that cup half full thing. Do you see it as half full or do you see it as half empty? Do you see Mercury and Virgo coming in and all of these situations coming to an end in your life, or blowing up the way that they are, or things coming unveiled right now? Do you see them as bad things and the end of the world, or are you seeing them as opportunities and new possibilities? This is the universe's way, your higher self's way, and we've got the help with the astrological energy coming in to help us finally cut cords and cut ties and wrap up any loose ends that we are having a difficult time doing. Okay. So that said, I did pull a couple other cards to go along with this because I felt like there's kind of more of almost like a timeline or whole explanation behind this. And so the next card I'll move into, and those of you who've been following my readings for the week are familiar with this one because it actually just came up for the week's reading, and it's Six of Airs. Okay, I've got this little angel figure with all these beautiful runes upon her hands, and the very first thing that I heard when I pulled this card was, with her hand up, is stop. Stop worrying, stop stressing, stop looking back. These runes on her hand serve as like another language, a portal to another dimension. So you've got this in the air sign, is angels are air elementals. So you've got these angel helpers, if you will, coming in to help you and transport you into another world or another dimension. Not literally, but a new way of being, a new way of life. If only you'll reach out and you'll help, you'll meet them halfway, okay? Because they can only do so much, and our spirit guides are all there waiting. Not one person on this planet does not have spirit guides. It varies to what kind you have, it varies to how many you have, but know that they are all there waiting for the moment that you say, because I have free will, I have to give permission, please come in and help me, meet me halfway, I'm ready to go. Okay, so the Six of Airs cards is just letting us know that it's time to put our thoughts into action. They're trying to clear out any roadblocks that keep falling into our path, but we have to want it, okay? So we cannot allow these fears to continuously hold us back. You've got to be fearless, and those of you who, like I said, have been following my readings know that the Hindu goddess Durga has been showing up a lot. And she comes in when it's time to be brave and take charge and face those, fearsome beings and situations head on and say, I'm not afraid of you. I'm going to use this to my advantage. So that is that card. And I, again, like I said, I kept pulling until I felt like I didn't need to pull anymore. Okay. So the next card that we have with that is number 0, the Explorer. And this is such a beautiful card, and this card actually serves as, for anybody who's familiar with reading tarot or the tarot cards, it serves as the Fool card, which is the first card in the major arcana, okay, which has to do with big life events, major life events, okay, whereas the minor arcana, it serves as a little bit more as the everyday things, okay. But the fact that the Explorer showed up, and it's depicted so beautifully too. It's very different than your average Fool card, and that's why I think they changed the name to the Explorer, because that legitimately is the epitome of what the Fool card represents, and it is you as an individual ready to embark on a complete new adventure, a new journey. And in the original depictions of the card, um, it the fool is usually a young man, or a young child, a young person standing there, and they've got some type of like a cliff to jump over, or a path that winds down far ahead of them that they're starting out on. And this is just to tell you that, yes, you are starting out on a new journey. Huge adventures and possibilities await you. Do you know what lies on the other end of that cliff, or do you know what lies down at the end of that path? No, you don't. But the magic is not in the actual end of the road or what awaits you. The magic is actually in the journey. And that is when you find yourself and learn and discover who you are and what you're really made of and what you really want. Okay, so yeah, while, new beginnings and going blindly forward or taking a leap of faith can be scary, it can also be absolutely wonderful. Okay, so that energy this is why Mercury retrograde is here to assist us. This is why Virgo is this Virgo energy. We should embrace that. And it's funny because moving into that, then the last card that I pulled, I'll talk a little bit about this, was the Three of Earths. Okay, and now on the one side here, you've got a little witch holding the ball of Mercury, which is the Mercury planet, and then in the middle you've got the Earth, and at the end you've got the Moon. And which is just letting you know, to me, like I said again, it was a timeline. Mercury's coming in to help us clear out and finally get rid of all of those situations that we've got hanging in the air that are no longer serving us. Again, Mercury retrograde, Mercury is the planet of communication. So there's going to be a lot of miscommunication during September. A lot of people not wanting to listen or hear anyone else out. And so you want to really take, when Mercury goes into retrograde, you actually really want to remember that, keep that in mind. So you want to go forward with the whole listening more so than trying to communicate with people, because it's going to be a little topsy-turvy in that department. All right, so yes, Mercury is coming in to assist us with all of those situations. So you want to work with the energy of the planet. You don't want to work against it, okay? And then you've got the planet Earth in the middle, which is just letting me know that all of this is happening as a collective to raise us as a collective, as a whole, and raise our vibration and help us all move on to the next journey, to the next chapter. Just like the Earth is going through shifts, so are you. And just like you are going through shifts, so is the Earth, okay? Because we are all connected and we're all one. So it's essentially all of this is happening to move all of us forward, okay? And then the Moon, which is my favorite of them all. I talk about this a little bit on my Facebook page a lot, the moon cycles and how they are very important to our everyday life, okay? According to, it is said that you should live your life in accordance with the moon cycles, okay? And when I say that, I mean the moon has it starts out as the new moon, okay, where the light of the moon is completely void, it's all dark, and it's completely empty, and it's starting over, okay? That is the time to plant new seeds. So during the new moon time, that is when we want to start preparation for the ideas of what we want to see happen within the next month, okay? When you move over next, it goes to it starts building upwards, and that is the waxing moon. And that is a great time for forward movement, putting ideas into play, increasing, if you will. Everything that you want to see in your life, great time for increasing. Then you're building up to the full moon, which is the next phase. And the full moon is your height of power. It is when you should get all of the best ideas, put it all into motion, get everything out that you want to do at that time, because the energy is at its height behind you, so it's helping you push that forward, okay? And then you start to build down, you start to fall down a little bit, and then you're going into your waning cycle, and that's when you want to start withdrawing and the, the energy is not the greatest for production, if you will, at that time, and then moving back down until you eventually reach the dark of the moon, which is a time to go within and reflect on what you want, so that the next chapter starts all over again at the new moon, and you build up what you want from there once more. Okay, that's a lengthy, windy explanation, but I really want to help you understand how important working with the planets and the energies and all of their cycles can be very productive for you, because we are no different. As I said before, we are made up as humans of water. You all know that the moon has a great effect and control on water. Therefore, if you work with its energies versus against it, you'll be a lot more productive, and you will have a lot less resistance to what you want to do, okay? And the moon is very important this month. Like I said, it'll be Mercury, the planets, what you've got going on as a whole in the middle here. But then the moon is actually super, super important. And I don't know if you've got a chance to get out there and see August 29th full moon. It was absolutely beautiful. It was like something out of a movie. But it was a super full moon. Next month, or well, this month now that we're in September, I think it's 27th, September 27th, is another super full moon. October 27th, I believe, is another super full moon. So we've got 3 of these bad boys back to back, and that is the potent energy to come in and help us finally push forward and push all our goals through, and help us to raise our own vibration as well, okay, and achieve our highest and greatest good. And I want to say that the new moon that is coming on September 13th is actually a solar eclipse at the same time. Then when we go into our full moon on September 27th, it is a lunar eclipse. So you've got all of these huge astrological, planetary movement and energy coming on. And that's why I think that it was very important. I kept pulling until I got a whole timeline of events so that I could explain to you what to expect throughout the entire month of September. And it's going to be boom, boom, boom. Mercury's happening to help us clear out, get rid of. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others while you do so. And at the same time, I want to talk a little bit about forgiving, okay? Forgiving old situations in the past, letting go of all of those situations that are still haunting you and you're holding on to. They're included in this, okay? I want to talk a little bit too about moving forward with this. There's a lot of us who are, who do what I do, who are light workers, who work with energy, who give spiritual guidance, okay? Those individuals are greatly being called on right now as well. So if you are one of them, this message is for you, okay? If you are not one of them, then please still listen closely to this, and I'd like you to see about reaching out to one if you feel at any point in time you need a little assistance and you're having a difficult time with the way that things are transpiring on their own this month. Because like I said, yes, we have great and wonderful things happening. At the same time, they can be a little shaky and rocky, okay? Said Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So, reach out to those light workers or energy workers if you need some Reiki treatments, if you need spiritual guidance through oracle cards or some other type of form of divination, meditation, taking a meditation class, whatever it is that you might need help with, seek out those helpers and those spiritual guides that are here. And for you that are a spiritual guide and a spiritual helper or a Reiki practitioner or an oracle card reader, if you know someone is struggling, take this time to start putting yourself out there a little bit more to let people know that you are here. Things are going to get rocky, but it doesn't have to be. You can always help out, and there's help is always there, okay? So I really hope I covered everything. I'm sorry if I seemed a little off. Like I said, doing this kind of like winging it like this, trying to make sure I have all of the information because there was so much of it this time around. Most of you know I usually only pull 1 card for the monthly guidance. But like I said, this time we've got 4, and I'm really glad that I did because it helps, I hope, to better understand why all of this is happening, because everybody always knows the what to expect, but we never really understand the why, and we never really understand the how to go forward and deal with it. Okay, so at any given time, if anybody has questions, please, I would love the feedback. I would love to help out as best as I can. And you can email questions to me, mail, MAIL, at magicalme.com, or you can go ahead and message me, and post your questions in the comments section, or you can go ahead and message me on my Facebook business page. And again, that's facebook.com/magicalme. Okay? I wish the best of you to the month of September. Know that this is going to be a very life changing month, and all for the better. Okay? Love and blessings to everyone. Enjoy. Bye.